Hello, my friends. Today I'm just gonna be kind of rambling, going on for a while about the second case of CDs that I have that are my personal physical copies. Well, I guess it's not all of them, but it's the ones I listened to. This, including the one in the last video you saw, are the ones I listen to on a daily basis. Anyways, so. I guess I'll start from this end here with probably what is the most unknown album. This is actually like a hip hop style album or something like that. I don't know if I necessarily call it hip hop, but it's definitely in that vein. It's actually a local artist from back when I lived in Cincinnati. I was at school actually, and they had him come in, which is strange, and do a set there. And it's all like positive outlook style message bullshit. So I guess it was school friendly, but he even autographed it for me, and it's good stuff, and good enough to where I kept it, all this time. Yeah, I mean, if it's still out there, check it out. I don't even know if this guy's still doing stuff these days, but yeah, there's the cover there. And then the second one here is actually another smaller project most people don't know about called One Day as a Lion, except it is Zach De La Roche from Rage Against the Machine, the front man, and John Theodore, the drummer from Mars Volta and Queens of the Stone Age, and yeah, Golden, and all sorts of bands. This album is fucking sweet. It's like just drums and I guess like a synthesizer or a keyboard or something like that. And just Zach De La Roche doing his thing while playing the little keyboard and drums over it, and maybe some bass or something, I don't know. But it's dope, and it fucking slams, and it'll definitely tear a subwoofer up, so it's good stuff. And then this one, I think everybody might have this one. I just bought it because how cheap I found it for at Half Price Books one day. It's not necessarily my favorite System of a Down album, but it is the most accessible, and it has some great songs on it. And I can't, I just can't hate. They were one of the bands I listened to through early developmental phases in my teenage years. And then same with this one. This is the Slipknot fucking what is it? This is the 10th anniversary edition of, I believe it's Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Excuse me. And it comes with like a DVD and a CD, and got the hiccups. Excuse me. Yeah, it comes with a DVD right here of the making of it. There's like some anniversary style shit, and then the CD itself, which actually has more than just what's on the Subliminal Verses album. It has a ton of demos. Like it has two different versions of Spit It Out, two different versions of Wait and Bleed. The demo for Snap, demo for Interloper. A lot of good stuff on here if you're into this kind of music. And then also by Slipknot, one of their, I don't think it's new anymore, but at the time I got it, it was new. All Hope Is Gone. It's the one with Psychosocial on it. I think it's one of their most popular songs. And this one also comes with like a making of DVD right here, as well as the album, of course. And their little, I don't think this one actually came with a lyric booklet. No, I never noticed that. But yeah, pretty good album. Definitely more melodic, I'd say, than the Volume 3 album. It's not as just raw. They were a lot younger back then. And then this one here, Megadeth, Rust in Peace, probably one of their best albums, one of the most notable albums, at least in my opinion. I really enjoy Megadeth's newer stuff. A lot of people don't. I think they have aged wonderfully. I think they only get better with time. And but this album is also great to go back and listen to, just because the musicianship on it is amazing. All of them, I literally can't complain about any of the musicianship on this album. It's all, they're all very talented. And then this one, motherfucking John Scofield A Go Go. If you haven't heard this album, man, it's like there's no vocals on it or anything. It's all instrumental. It's pretty much Medeski, Martin Wood, and John Scofield before they actually collabed into the full Scofield Medeski Martin Wood thing. Um, Playing John Scofield songs. And they're all great. I actually covered some of them back in art school, and they're fun to play. They're fun to listen to, and you can improv over them for just ever if you want. Good stuff. Check it out. And also, speaking of Medeski Martin Wood, fucking Medeski Martin Wood Tonic, dude. If you haven't heard this album, this shit'll fucking warp your mind. It's just very, I don't know. I guess you could say it's in the same vein as this album, but Billy Martin's drumming on this, man. I like this. I don't know. The best way I think is to describe it is that he plays backwards almost. It's strange. It's like he can play in reverse, but forward, still in time and shit. It's crazy. And then this album, Pearl Jam 10, I'm actually not sure if it's like a best of album or if this is actually one of their studio albums because I don't really know much about Pearl Jam. This actually has, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Okay, no, I'm not. Ooh, we're good. False alarm. Anyways, yeah, this has, Even Flow Alive, Jeremy, Black, fucking Porch, all their like hits on it. So I kind of feel like it's a best of album unless they did just get lucky and write an album with that many fucking radio hits on it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. Love Eddie Vedder. And Matt Cameron, of course, Soundgarden, and who hasn't he played for, honestly? This album is Ryan Adams. I believe it's called Cold Roses. Yeah, Cold Roses. I just know it from all the songs, and it's really nostalgic to me. Was around for pretty memorable part of my life, and I kind of just, I don't know, the songs bring me back to these make me feel good, bring me back to a good time. And then I'll just group these two together because I actually haven't checked these out. My dad gave these to me, and I've been getting really into them lately. Sonic Youth. This one has Cool Thing on it. I think everybody knows that Sonic Youth song, but this one I haven't heard at all. And I've been really getting into them, man. They're fucking, their drummer, man. Ooh, he's spicy. He's got some chops. And then this one, my dad also gave to me. But it ended up being one of my favorite albums, man. James McMurtry and the Heartless Bastards, or just I guess James McMurtry when you think about it, because they're just playing his songs. But man, it's all live and it's flawless. Like there's not any mess ups or anything. It's great. It's wonderful. It's just one of those albums that I think you could put on and listen to all the way through multiple times in a row. And I don't know what else there is to say about it. Great album. And then this one, as well, Radiohead Hail to the Thief. Only Radiohead album I've actually gone out of my way to buy, because it's the only one I can listen to all the way through. The other ones I skip through usually. I don't end up liking every song, but this one, there's just something about it. And once again, one of the songs on it, They're There, I actually played back in art school for a concert, and just kind of got to learn the can't speak tonight, intricacies in it, whatever, you know what I mean. I got to learn the little nitty gritty details of all, kind of like how their drummer would play, and it's very, I don't want to say robotic because it's not, but it's very linear, I guess. Anyways, great shit. Very melancholy, strange way. And this one, man, I don't even know if I should. I don't even know what I should say about this. Doesn't everybody have this album, Dark Side of the Moon? Like, this album's been spoken about so much. I don't know. David Gilmour's guitar playing is amazing. Fucking Roger Waters on the bass guitar. Nick Mason. Fucking Rick White. The whole band's amazing. Everybody adds their own thing to it, and it, legendary. And then same with the next band I'm about to show, but I got multiple albums of theirs here, so bear with me. This one is the Doors' self-titled first album. The one with "Break On Through" on it and "Light My Fire." The motherfucking drawing a blank here. My favorite track off of it's "The End." But a lot of their most popular tracks, as you can see, have come from this. And for good reason. They're all pretty, they're timeless. They're classic. I don't know. I wasn't even alive around in this era, but I can listen to it and feel nostalgic for it or about it for some reason, if it makes sense. Yeah. And then this one, Doors, "Waiting for the Sun." This is actually the Doors album that I probably know least about and have listened to the least. I know "Love Street" and "The Unknown Soldier," "Spanish Caravan," "5 to 1," "Hello, I Love You," but all these other songs on here I haven't really listened to, honestly. So I'll have to give this one another listen through and check it out. It's not been in my attention recently, so I'll have to check it out. This is my favorite Doors album, "Soft Parade." It's another one of those albums, like the James McMurtry album I said. You can just listen to it all the way through multiple times and not get tired of it. Yeah, if I had to pick a favorite song off of this one, I'd probably say "Shaman's Blues." It's just got that groove, that time signature groove, And then the soft, I don't know, maybe the "Soft Parade" too, "Wishful Sinful." I don't know. Whole album's dope. I really dig the art. I don't know why. I just always kind of like that little minimalistic style. And also, I heard a rumor that the first song on this "Soft Parade" album, "Tell All the People," was actually written by Robbie Krieger, the guitar player, and Jim Morrison had a big issue singing it at first because I guess he had a real bad alcohol problem at the time and didn't want people to think that he was like inviting them to like follow him into his lifestyle or something like that. I don't know. A friend told me that. Interesting little factoid. And then another one of my favorite Doors albums, "Strange Days." Dude, this album is just trippy. You don't even have to be on anything, and it's psychedelic. You know what I mean? When the music's over, the live versions of it, at least, have been hugely musically influential to me as a drummer, especially when I was younger. If you ever listen to me play, you can probably hear me steal tons of John Densmore beats and stuff like that. Just great shit on this album. Great shit. "Strange Days," awesome song. You might drive. And then another classic Doors album, and actually I've recently moved out to the West Coast, and I've been listening to it a lot more because of that. "L.A. Woman," man. This album just has a feel to it and a sound to it that is just, man, I don't know. I feel like you could be in the shittiest mood and hear the beginning, the beginning piano and the whole entrance to "Love Her Madly." Or hell, even, I guess, "L.A. Woman," it's a title track. But, yeah, just that kind of sound on the album is what makes the whole entire thing. And last but not least, because I'm getting kind of tired here, because it is 2:48 in the morning, is not technically a Doors album, but it is still the Doors playing and Jim Morrison. "American Prayer," Jim Morrison poetry album. This album is a long ass album, man. There's tons of songs on it. I don't even, you can kind of see it's like broken up here. There's a lot of shit, but most of them are only, a few minutes long, maybe. But of course, it's the Doors' musical stylings with the fucking poetry talents of Jim Morrison, and it's a good album to kick back to and smoke a doob to or relax to or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of songs on it that kind of reference Doors material, of course, or like delve deeper perhaps into Doors material, or even the source material for some Doors songs. And I do like how they have tracks on here that go back uh, to songs that were already presented in the album, but they do slight changes in either the phrasing um, or like the structure or the poetry over it. And the ghost ship or the ghost song, or there's a few different ones on here, and I really dig how they do that. Anyways, if you haven't checked this out, I really recommend it. It's a great album. I used to drive through Yellow Springs, Ohio, all the time listening to this and Doors' Full Circle album. I don't have it here with me, but that's an album that Jim Morrison is not on after he passed away. It's Robbie Krieger sings on a little bit. It's mostly Ray Manzarek, but that's a great album, and the vibes I get, I hate using that term, but the vibes I get from listening to both of those, especially when I drive through that area of Ohio, is just, I don't know, it's a lovely feeling. Check it. So, thanks for checking this video out if you sat through it for this long. I've recently made a Patreon and a Twitter and all this other shit that I've never even bothered doing before, just for the hell of it, copycatting off of any other person doing this kind of stuff, because why not? So, yeah. Bye.